welcome to my channel. If you're someone that's interested in new construction communities in the Lakewood Ranch, Sarasota, Venice, Parish, and Bradenton area, this video is for you because we're going to talk about all the things that you need to watch out for before you go under contract. Now, if you're new to my channel, my name is Katrin.pfitzenreiter. I'm a real estate agent in Sarasota County and Manatee County. If you enjoy real estate, if you want to learn more about Sarasota, this channel is for you. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and we're going to get right into this video. I think buying a new construction home, especially in today's world, is actually a really good idea here in Florida for a couple of reasons. But first off, labor and supply issues have really increased the cost of getting a home renovated. So unless you're able to find an existing home that's completely updated, and those are far in between because we have a shortage of listings, you're most likely going to be better off purchasing a new construction home, because if everything else is equal, the prices are most likely going to be relatively similar to each other. Of course, there's going to be some exceptions here, but I'm also validating your choice of going after a new construction home. I think now is a great opportunity. You'll also be able to appreciate much more favorable insurance prices because it's a new construction home. Everything is new, the roof, all the appliances inside of the house, the windows. And so typically the insurance prices on a new construction home are far less. Naturally, new construction homes are also built to the latest building code, which is one of the strictest across the United States here in Florida. And so we have a lot of hurricanes that come through here, harsh weather patterns in the summertime. And so builders need to make sure that these homes are built to withstand these types of weather challenges that we have here in Florida. And so you can feel more secure also in a new construction home. But I want you to be successful, and there's some things that you want to watch out for. So we're going to start off with number one, and that is the advertised price. The advertised price, and I'm sure you've already been shopping a little bit online if you're interested in new construction homes. You'll see the base price, and many of you actually think this is the price of the house, and it's not. It's the beginning price. It's the base price for the house, but you're going to have to add in the cost of the lot. And the cost of the lot can vary depending on the builder and where the lot location is. I mean, I've worked with some buyers who were interested in lots that cost $150,000, $200,000 for a lake view. Some of them are $50,000 or $20,000. So it really depends on the community and the builder, but you got to just factor in the lot cost. You got to factor in structural upgrades, right? So do you want that extra garage? Do you want another bedroom on the second floor? Do you want to have an expanded lanai area? So those are some of the structural upgrades that you're going to want to think about and you're going to want to budget in. And then design upgrades. Typically, when you walk through a model home, a lot of the amazing finishes that you see are usually upgrades. You'll have to pay extra for them. It's going to depend on the builder. Some builders will actually add in some of the extras towards the build of a house. Ask the builder and ask them what is standard and what is considered an upgrade. The rule of thumb is that usually you're going to be paying 20% in structural and design upgrades of the base price. So I would just use that to help you budget and understand what you're able to afford, right? When you're looking at these different communities in the location, you'll take the base, you'll add in 20%, and that's going to cover your structure and design upgrades. And then you'll have to also add in the cost of the lot. And of course, if you want a pool, you're going to have to add in that cost as well. Here in Florida, it's very easy to spend an additional $100,000 on a pool for new construction. You can probably bring it down to maybe $85,000, but again, it's going to depend on what you want also. Now let's just assume you know exactly which community you want to buy into. You have the model selected, you know what lot you want to get. Now you're going to be meeting with the sales agent who's going to walk you through the structural upgrade options and the costs involved. And typically that's an hour or 2 hour meeting. A lot of times they'll provide you with the information beforehand so you have some time to absorb it at home, and then you'll meet with them, whether it's a Zoom call or in person. And typically I'm part of that discussion too, or if you have any questions, I'm there for feedback. But that conversation could be anywhere from an hour and two. And once you have your structural upgrades chosen. At that point, if you choose to go into contract stage, so let's just assume you want to move ahead with the purchase of this house. The agent is going to draft up the contract and you'll have a few days to review it, but you won't really know exactly how much the home is going to cost you up until you're through the design stage. Now, this is of course going to depend upon the builder. Some builders in some communities like Lennar, there's a community called Lorraine Lakes. They don't really give you a lot of upgrade options. As a matter of fact, I think the last time I spoke to them, they only gave you 3. So in that case, you're not going to go through the design stage there, but a lot of builders you will. So at that point, you won't really know how much it's actually going to cost you full price purchasing the home, because the contract will leave a budget for the design center. It's just an estimation, but you won't really know until you're in the design center and you're picking up the upgrades how much the home purchase is going to cost you. My recommendation to buyers is to
stick to the budget.
And to figure out what that budget needs to be, you talk to the agent who's going to give you an idea of what the average that buyers do in terms of upgrades in the design center. If you're somebody that usually likes to have really nice upgrades and you have the budget to expand, then certainly you can do that. But if you're on a budget, right, if you're trying to save money, then you would take that average and maybe reduce the overall budget that you want to spend. I have a lot of tips and tricks as to how to save in the design center, but that's really the only way you're going to be able to control the final purchase price of the home, is if you're sticking to that design budget. So that actually brings us to the design meeting, and I want to make sure that you're aware of this as well. So once you have your contract signed, usually they'll call you within a month time, maybe 2 months time, and you have a design appointment, and typically they'll only give you 1 day to pick out all these different upgrades, from the flooring to the cabinets to all the details in the bathrooms, all the accessories, the lighting fixtures. And so typically you'll just get 1 day, and really it's not even a whole day, it's just a few hours. You'll have a few hours of the designer's attention, who's going to walk you through the process. They're going to show you all these different options and provide you with a pricing idea. And it can be an overwhelming experience, especially if you're somebody that needs time to think about things. I had one buyer who actually said, you know, I felt like I was being pressured because I had no time to see any of this information, to see any of these materials beforehand. But I had to make a decision there and then. And so if you're working with a builder and you're going through the design stage, you want to make sure that you ask them, can I preview the design center? And a lot of times they will allow you, sometimes they don't, but many of them will, where you, at least a day before, you can peek in and you can look around the atmosphere, look around the different rooms that you're going to be venturing through. So that way, at least you already know what to kind of expect. You're also going to want to visit the models again and get some inspiration from there, so you have a better idea of what these different design upgrades look. You can also ask the agent and see if they have some of this information to share with you digitally. A lot of it will really come to life once you're in the center and you're seeing these pieces really in front of you. But at least what you want to do is have a plan of attack almost, so that you don't go completely over the budget and you don't get to the point you're completely stressed out because you have to make all these different decisions and it's all new information for you. You actually want to feel excited about this stage. You're in control. You're putting all these different elements into your house that you can control, right? Because you have all these different options. So you want to make sure that you're prepared and you're walking into this feeling confident, and you can actually enjoy the design stage process. Now, if you're going through these communities and you're starting to really like different types of communities, understand who the builder is, know the type of builder it is. So in essence, there's essentially 3 different types, just to keep it simple. You got the tract builder, which is a D.R. Horton or Lennar. Semi-custom would be a Coulter, a Toll Brothers, Taylor Morrison. The Esplanade would fall into semi-custom as well, I would say. And then your luxury builder would be somebody like a John Cannon or Arthur Ruttenberg, where you can truly customize the home basically from scratch. All of the new construction builders, whether it's a more affordable one or a high-end one, they're all going to be building to the same code. Where you're going to find a lot of the differences is in the finishes, in the customization. And so you're going to want to know, which builder am I dealing with? Is it a track builder? If it's a track builder, typically the cost is going to be far lower. You're not going to have as many finishes to choose from. You won't have as many structural upgrades. Of course, you're also going to want to read the review, but really understanding who the builder is, what type of builder they are, is really going to help you understand how to work with that builder. And that brings me to the next point, and that is the timeline. If you understand what type of builder it is, you will know that if it's a track builder, typically the timeline is going to be much shorter than working with a semi-custom or even a custom builder. The timeline to build from the beginning to end could literally just be 10 months, 12 months, because they're going to give you less customization. They typically order in bulk, and so they're able to deliver a home really, really fast. Where if you're going with a Coulter, for example, or a Toll Brother, the timeline could easily be a year and a half, a year and 3 months. If you're going completely custom, that time is going to be even longer. Now, if you read the contract here in Florida, the builder will say that they're going to give you the house within 2 years' time. But I do know of a situation where one of the new construction homes my buyer was under contract for took over 2 years. So it can happen. Oh no! But not very likely. If you're looking at a community that is brand new, the amenity center isn't even open yet. Let's just say there's a lot of construction trucks coming in. Amenity center is only slated to open within a year's time. Usually the prices in the beginning are going to be much more affordable. And so if you're somebody that's looking for appreciation, you also want to spend less on a community that, conceptually speaking, you've seen the vision board, you know it's going to be incredible because you've seen the plans, it's in a good location. Getting in early will save you a lot of money. By the time the amenity center is open, it's much easier to really understand what it's like living in a community, to visualize it, to feel it. And that's also when it becomes a lot easier for the builder to sell homes. You've heard the expression of focus on location, 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 number one, when it comes to criteria in choosing a home to buy. And I think in most cases, that is really true when it comes to ensuring that your home is going to be sellable in the future, that it's going to appreciate the most. Of course, if you're somebody that needs a certain floor plan and you're only going to find in 1 or 2 different locations that maybe wasn't location number 1 for you, then go with what makes practical sense. But if all else is equal, I think location is one of the most important criteria to look into when you're purchasing any home, new construction or an existing home. Do you feel comfortable there? Does it have all the amenities that you want to have close by? How do you feel in that location? Narrowing down your search once you've selected your location, which is going to make the process of looking for a new construction community a lot easier for you, and it's really going to save you time and I think aggravation. You want to make sure that the location checks off for you. Here in Florida, a lot of the new construction communities will have a CDD fee. That's especially true for Lakewood Ranch, for example, or Wellen Park. CDD fee stands for Community Development District Fee. And essentially what it is a government entity that plans and constructs a community-wide infrastructure in a planned community. The CDD then issues a bond to the builder in order to help finance the infrastructure of the community needed in order to make it work. And the cost of the bond is passed on to the residents of the community. And they pay it back through their annual tax bill in the form of a non-ad valorem assessment. There's 2 parts to the bond, the operations part and the maintenance portion. The operations part is typically paid back over 30 years or 15 years, however long the bond is supposed to last. Now, the maintenance portion is always going to be there. It's never going to go away. And in Lakewood Ranch, the yearly cost could be anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 and up, and it really is going to depend on the community. What people don't realize is that just like your HOA fees, your CDD fees can also go up. Now, I haven't seen that happen too often, but just recently there was an incident where a builder was planning on increasing the CDD fees. Naturally, a lot of people were upset about it, partially because they didn't realize this could happen. So not likely, but it could happen. I've been through this process so many times. I know where to save money. I have a lot of tips and tricks for you, and also throughout the entire construction process that I really feel is going to give you a lot of value. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't liked this video yet, please do subscribe to this channel. And if you're somebody that's in the process of purchasing now or 6 months from now and this video resonated with you, call me, email me. I would love to connect with you guys. Share the resources I have when it comes to new construction and the communities. I venture into all of these different communities around here and can really talk to you about the pros and cons of each one of them. Would love to connect. Call me, email me anytime. Thank you so much for watching today. I really, really appreciate it. Take care.